Difficult Life by Taylor Worth. Scene 1. Performing. Austin, wake up. You have to go and perform in the city, my mom said as she woke me up and got me off the city bench. Why, it's too early. Nobody will be out there to give me money for singing, I said back. Yes, there will be people in the city to give you money. It's Los Angeles you're talking about, my mom said. Okay, I whined and slouched on the bench on Calendar Road. Next, I'm up and dressed in the same clothes I wear every day. I'm walking down Shadow Lane and I look into that house that I'm standing right next to. I see a girl, boy, mom, and dad having a wonderful breakfast. They're eating pancakes and sausages with orange juice on the side. I wish I had a breakfast like that every day. Next, I'm in the city. I see tall skyscrapers touching the sky. I see a pond in the middle of the city. There's a stage around the pond, and that's where I'm headed. There's nobody on the stage, so I decided that is where I want to perform. Scene 2, getting a job. I get on the stage, and people come around me. I start to become frightened. I have performed before, but with not this many people. I take off my hat and set it on the ground so people can give me money for singing. I take a step back, and I start the music. It has a good rhythm to it, and that is just what I like. It gets to the singing part, and I don't sing. I see the cops coming along, and they do not have a good look on their face. They're coming toward me. They come up on the stage and say, "The stage is not for public use. You're disturbing the peace. Now leave." I stop the boombox and pick it up, and I take a couple steps forward and pick up my hat. Next, I'm wandering the streets of Los Angeles. I see a shop and it says Harry's Tool Supplies. I decide that is where I'm headed. I walk in and a bell rings above me as soon as I open the door. I see a guy at the counter and his name tag says Harry. I walk over to Harry and ask him if they have daytime jobs. And he says, "Yes, we do have daytime jobs. Do you need one?" "Yes," I say with relief. "Okay, then, let's get you started." "Okay," I said full of joy. After my daytime shift, he hands me an envelope, and it has my name on it, Austin. I look on the back, and it is not sealed, so I open it, and guess what's inside? 1673. Scene 3, money. I walk home down Shadow Lane, and I look into that certain house again. I see the mom and dad putting their children to sleep. Next, I'm on Calendar Road, and that is where I live with my parents, and we sleep on benches. I find my mom and dad and tell them what happened today, and then they ask how much I made. And of course I replied, 1673. And they said, "That's good money for a daytime shift." "Please keep it," I said to my parents, and they said, "No, Austin, you keep it. You're the one who made the money." "No, Mom, please," I pleaded with her. "No, Austin, you keep it. We are not going to take your money." Okay, I whine and try to fall asleep on my bench. I wake up and I hear the birds chirping. I sit up, yawn, and stretch. Then I go to my mom's bench, and she is ill. Scene 4, being ill. I asked my mom how she became ill, and she said, "I don't know, Austin, maybe from poverty?" "No, Mom, I told you to take my money, and you refused, and now you're ill." "Take my money." "No, Austin." "Yes, take it now." Okay, if you want me to take your money that bad, then I will. Dad, go into the city and get her food, now." "Austin, I would, but how am I going to get there? It's a 45-minute walk, and we do not have a car or money to get a taxi." Next, I'm thinking I should run down to the grocery store and get Mom food so she does not become more ill. Next, I'm running down Shadow Lane, and I get to the grocery store. Now I'm in the city, and I do not know where anything is besides Harry's Tool Supplies. I go in there, and I ask Harry if he knows where a grocery store is. And he says, "Yes, there's one about 8 stores down," he said. "Then, thank you," I said in relief. After that, I walk 8 stores down, and it says Public Grocery Store. I look down on the window, and it says closed. My mouth drops open. I stand there for about a minute. Then I get back to what I need to do. I go to the newsstand, and I get a map under the newspaper. I find where I am, and the next grocery store is 1.5 miles away. I jog back home, and I tell my dad that the grocery store is closed and that the next grocery store is 1.5 miles away. So in the end, me and my family did not get breakfast, lunch, or dinner. While I am trying to fall asleep, I hear the leaves blowing in the most powerful wind Los Angeles has ever had. Scene 5, trucks. I wake up from the birds chirping and also my dad. He said that I have to get up to go on a road trip for his work. We have to go all the way to North Valley. I have no clue why, though. Next, my dad goes to his friend's house by walking, and he asks if he can borrow his truck for a week. And his friend says, yes, you can borrow my truck for a week. So next we are off on our road trip for Dad's work. This truck that we are in is filthy, disturbing, nasty, and rotten. It has pop cans, wrappers, mold, filth, and paw prints made of mud. Scene 6, 1,000,000 Tears. Me and my dad come back from his trip the next day, and when my dad stops the car, I flung my car door open, jumped out, and shut my car door. I sprint to my mom's bench to see if she was okay, because I did not see her yesterday morning. I think she's sleeping, I say to my dad as he comes up behind me. Sarah, my dad said. Sarah is my mom's name. Mom, I said in suspense. Please answer me, Sarah, my dad said loudly. My dad checks her pulse because she's not answering us. Dad, I said quietly. Not now, Austin, he said, panicking. No! My dad yelled so loud I bet the whole world could hear it. What's the matter, Dad? I asked while biting my nails. Your mother has died. 1,000,000 tears come pouring down my face. I bet you didn't know how I felt that second when my dad said my mother has passed away. Scene 7, Honolulu, Hawaii. 1 year later, I think I should actually do something with my life instead of being sad about my mother. I got into the city to perform for one last time. I go down Shadow Lane and look into that certain house again. A sign in the yard says for sale. Next, it's like I blink and I'm in the city. I see the stage, but I'm not going there because I don't want to get in trouble like I did before. I go right outside Harry's Tool Supplies because there is a big space to perform. I start the boombox and I started singing. I sing all the songs on my boombox, and I feel great. I sing them until 8:30 p.m., and then I go home with $24.65. I yell for my dad, but he does not answer. I wait an hour on my bench, and then he comes home from an interview of being a doctor, and he got the job. And he said that we were going to move to Honolulu, Hawaii. Scene 8, School. Next, my mouth drops open and I stare at my father. He said that he was not playing around. He said he was dead serious. 1 year later, we have enough money to move to the house that we wanted. $600, the flight attendant says for an airplane ticket. My dad and I sigh at the same time. Then we hand over the $1,200, or as you call it, $1,200. Next, we were on the airplane, and 19 hours later, we are in Honolulu, Hawaii. It took us 4 days to get the house that we wanted set up the way we wanted it. We settled in, and one morning, my dad woke me up and said, Son, you are going to school today. I pause and lie there on my bed, but I don't say a word. I eat breakfast. I got dressed. Fancy. I went to the bus stop, and 7 minutes later, the bus comes. I get on the bus, and off to school I go. Once we reach school, I see Ryan. He was one of my old friends. He said that I should change back to myself again. What do you mean? I asked. Well, you remember you used to be a nerd and love math and all that stuff? And now you don't? Yeah. Well, can you? Why? I asked Ryan. Because I think you were cool when you were a nerd. Okay, I say. That night I went home, I got in bed, and I fell asleep. In the morning, I went to the bus stop, and I was nerdier than ever. The bus comes, and off to school I go again, the second day of school. I haven't had much friends. I meet Ryan at school, and he says, well, did you change? Well, sort of. I mean, I studied a math book last night, but, I need to get used to it. Well, at least you're trying to become your old self again. Well, yeah, I guess I am. Bye, Ryan. The end. Hi, my name is Taylor Worth, and I'm the author of The Difficult Life. I chose to write this story because since I was a little girl, I used to be interested in poverty. I would like to thank my older sister, Serena, for listening to my drafts, my parents for getting me interested in poverty, and also my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Sharp, for giving me this assignment. I hope you enjoy.